Hello everyone, it's Natasha from Treasure Books. Okay, so I wanted to show you another 3 journals that I finished and recently completed. So hopefully this will inspire you. They will also be listed in my Etsy shop. Well, they are listed in my Etsy shop at the moment. So let's jump straight in. Alright, so this one here I have made from an envelope set. We'll come back to the closure in a moment, so I just wanted to show you. This used to be an envelope and paper set, you know, so I just turned it into a journal, and it's got this little flap closure here. So I did kind of, you know, chunk it up a little bit, as you'll see in a moment. So this doesn't quite sit completely flat, so it's just one thing to keep in mind. I don't mind it, and plus there's a closure here. So the way that I close it is usually, you know, what we do, we'll just kind of wrap this around, but I want to like keep this down. So what I do, instead of, you know, putting both ends through here, I just put one end through and then tie a bow, tie a knot and tie a bow. And that keeps it nice and closed. Okay, so that's the closure. Seam binding through a little eyelet here. And that's it. Okay, and then I've just got a little bit of bling up here, and you can easily take that off if it's in your way, if you don't like it. And some writing space here if you wish, or decorating space. Okay, so this was part of the writing set. This is what the paper looked like. This is actually an envelope pocket at the back, which you'll see in a moment. So this is just the flap from the envelope. And then, as you will notice, I've done a lot of sewing in this journal. And what I really love is, you know, all the sewing that's showing through on all of the pages. I really, really like that. It gives it a special sort of touch. This is tea dyed. And look at this. I mean, wow, how beautiful does that look? I love it so much. I hope you like it too. Okay, and that's how it looks like on the other side. Now this here is just a clear pocket, and I've actually put in a little sample of like some sort of a lace. Okay, so I just put it in there just so, you know, it's for you to take out and to use, but it's mostly to demonstrate this pocket here that's made from transparency paper, and then you can put whatever you want in there. I will put in all the paper measurements and all of that in the description in Etsy. This is specialty luxury paper, so beautiful, very good quality. This here is a vintage wallpaper. This here actually came from Which Craft Do You Do? You know, it's beautiful. I don't have anything in there, and it really goes perfectly with this journal. I just had to put it in there. So I could either hoard it, which was what this was destined to be. It was destined to be hoarded, or I just thought it's perfect for this journal, so I'll put it in here. Okay, some more sewing on the pages and some beautiful effects from tea dyeing. I really love that. And lots of space for writing. This is what it's all about. It's about writing and journaling and healing and all that sort of stuff. So sewing and some stenciling, some more sewing here. This is actually baking paper that's been tea dyed. And then I've also stitched some pages together, because I'm not a huge fan of pages being, you know, sort of folded in half, and then you have writing going the wrong way, you know. So for example, this here, you can see that the pattern is going this way, but if I folded the page the other, you know, in the middle, then it wouldn't be the right way up. So what I did, and especially because this is a large journal, I just sewed some pages together or hinged them together. Okay, so here's a little tag here with that paper clip with a little golden bead on there. I really love that. Writing space, lots and lots of writing space. So a bit of stenciling here. Onion skin paper. It looks very flimsy and it feels like tissue paper, but you can write on it, or you can absolutely write on it. And that's the other side of that page that I was talking about, the one that I didn't want to sort of fold it in half this way. And if I fold it in half this way, you know, it's not enough of a page, so I just sewed them together. More writing space, more stenciling, sewing, And then in here we've got just a few little bits and pieces. Let's go with this first. So right in the middle of the signature is this paper bag. And then what did I put in there? I just put, you know, a few different bits and pieces. This is like handmade paper, more writing space. And then this is like a little watercolor, but it's not watercolor, it's a printed image. A post, like a card type of thing. And then in this pocket I have got just a little tag in there, like actually a journaling spot, I should say, not a tag. Okay, so here, you know, I'll just put in pieces that you can use inside your journal, journaling spots, places for you to write. And I also added this page. This is from a book, but it's happenings, you know, the things that were happening in August of 1920. So that's kind of an interesting little read, even though there's, you know how newspapers are, right? You always see all the negative things and all the bad things. So just a warning, that's usually how newspapers are. So there might be some, you know, negative things in there. All right, so another one of those papers from the actual writing set. I mean, I had to include it because it just goes so perfectly, doesn't it? And just a little bit of a, you know, tag in there. Okay, let's keep going. So I've got a little ruffle here, sewing. I just love that sewing look, you know. I don't know, it just adds so much. So another one of those hinged pages, and onion skin paper. Just a little tag here that you can remove. Tea dyed paper. I love all the different effects because it was different batches of tea dyeing. So you'll get different, you know, see how this one is a lot darker than this one. Just love that. So I did some sewing around here, but I also sewed up here too. So it's like, it gives you like a border. And then over here, also another hinged page because I wanted the pages to be large. If I have all short pages, this journal after a little while would lose its structure and this will start to cave in because there's no support. So if it's sitting on your shelf or if it's sitting in between books, you know, the cover starts to kind of bend and all that sort of thing. So I wanted to include as many pages, as many long pages as I can, which is why here I hinged these pages together just to make sure that they're going all the way to the end. I wanted to, yeah, that's the kind of thing I had in mind. Journaling spot here, a doily, writing space. This is a stencil that I made. I have a video on how you can DIY stencils. More sewing, inking around the edges. The other side of that vintage paper, once again, I think it looks perfect in this journal. It's just like made for it. I love it. And slowly coming to the end. Okay, so this is the other side of that pocket, acetate pocket or transparency film pocket. And this is the envelope that was part of this writing set. So that looks absolutely gorgeous. And I just put that in there. You can move it around and make it yours. And then more sewing here and that beautiful effect from tea dyeing. And here's that envelope that I was talking about here at the front. And then I've just put a few little things inside. Let's have a look. Ah, yes, this is from Kiki K. Just some pages, some journaling pages with, you know, some little quotes and things like that. Positive sayings. 4 writing pages in there. And then here at the end, also this is glued down, sewn around, and then glued down. And then I've got here Handmade by Natasha from Treasure Books, my little thing. And then you can use this to decorate, to write, or, you know, whatever your heart desires. So that is the end of the first journal. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So this was actually from a book. And I didn't do anything with the cover because I think, you know, I like that look that you're able to see the book. Okay, so first off, here's a little charm on a bob pin. It's just like a little shell gold charm, and that comes completely off, so you can put that anywhere you like. And then this closure, I mean, you can just slide it off, or you can unwrap it and then it can come completely off. At the front of the book, I've just layered a few different things. I'll just bring it closer so you can see. So first of all, I've got some cardstock there and sewing, and then I've got some of this material, lace, and then I've got this postcard. This is a postcard, but I've done some sewing as well, so I think that looks pretty cool. Okay, let's go inside. Okay, so first of all here, these pages are from the original book, so I kept the very first page of the book because this is already beautiful and it's just perfect. So what I did is I kept that page, then I gutted the book, and then I reinforced the spine. So the spine is reinforced, and then over here at the front I just used that first page to make a pocket, 2 pockets actually, because there's one up here, so we'll come back to that. And then I've just got a couple of things, a little journaling spot in that pocket, and then a little envelope with a cluster at the front here, and then over here also a pull-out pocket, and then this little thing can open up, and then more journaling space. So you will notice as we go through the journal, there's just some slight pink accents here and there, and hence the pink in here. Okay, and then they can go back in there, and that just lives in there. I try not to push it all the way down. I try to leave just a little bit hanging out so that you don't forget about it, and you know, you remember that you've got something in there. But you could really, you know, we always mention the secret journaling spots, and I always think they're not very secret. People can just very easily find it. But this one could be very secret, couldn't it? Like if you shove it in there and then seal it off, never to be seen again. Okay, anyway, let's keep going. Tea-dyed coloring book page. And then just, you know, little bits and pieces. This is scrapbooking paper, and I've got some sewing around the pages, sewing around here as well. So again, lots of sewing. This can come out and you can put it anywhere you like. A doily. Let's try and keep this straight. This is also a stencil. I made this stencil too, so I'll just link that video down below. Stencils here of, you know, how I make my own stencils if you want to make a stencil. And then this is a vellum page, and then a page from poems and quotes and things like that. A little pocket here with the journaling spot. Stenciling. Here I've done some sewing, but I did like a wavy line around, and I think it looks beautiful. I really love that effect. I just usually just sew, you know, straight lines, and then one day I thought, why don't I do a wavy line? And then that's just what I did, and I love it. Looks great. And then we've got a tag here that can be removed. This is wrapping paper, but really good, thick, good quality wrapping paper. I would never actually use it for wrapping presents, because they would just be ripped and thrown in the bin when, you know, it's perfectly good paper. It's actually better than the copy paper. Okay, so onion skin here, you can write on that as well. A little ruffle over here. Lined paper, so again, lots of writing space. Stenciling here. And then this one here is another page from that book of happenings. You know, this one is March 1907. And this one's actually sewn into the book, so you can't remove. And that's just in the middle of the signature. Some more writing space. So, and then a tag over here. So once again, all of the number of pages and sizes of the journals and all of that will be listed. It will be in the listing in Etsy. Link down below. I will also include with, you know, with these journals, when you purchase the journal, just want to show you this and then I'll continue. This is a flip down envelope, notepad, whatever you want to call it. And I have a video on making these too, so I will link that down below. And that just goes in this pocket for now, but you can move it around. I just put it, anything really that's removable is for you to use in any way that you like. you can even take out all of the things that are removable, have them in one spot in an envelope somewhere or something, and then as you're journaling you can use them. That's usually what I do, but everyone has their own little ways. This is all, that vellum page. I've done some sewing here, and I've made a little border around the page. A little, what would you call that? Something, I forgot the name, like a banner. So more stenciling over here, and then a ruffle over there, doily, and slowly coming to the end. And then this is that last page, and I've just got down here again, Handmade by Natasha from Treasure Books. Here we go, the third journal. So this one here used to be one of those, it's like it's not leather, but it's that type of material. And then it's got pockets here. So this used to be that, you know, those little, there was a notebook in there, in here, and then I just turned it into a journal. So we've got two of these pockets, and then I just put random little things in there that you can use during your journaling. Like, for example, I've got these sticky notes, and then this one as well, and then some die cuts and a tag, and then over here in this one, I think these would be perfect spots to keep your pencils and pens and that sort of thing. So I'll just put a random, you know, little bits and pieces that you can use in your writing practice or embellish in your journal, playing in your journal, whatever. But these are perfect for pens and pencils, so you have them always on hand. And then you can use these pockets for all of that stuff. So then in here I've got just one of those cards again that this is a watercolor, but it's printed. It's not actual watercolor. And then journaling spot. And then this is a little bag. It's one of those insulated bags. It's a baggie. Okay, that goes in here. Now, first page is an acetate page, so I don't know if you can see this. It says beautiful. And then I was going to put some sticky notes on here, and then decided against it because it's too colorful. So I try to have the running theme of this teal color throughout the journal, so you might see snippets of it throughout the journal. I just, you know, just that have it all nice and cohesive. Okay, so lots of sewing again. I'm really in a sewing mood. And then we've got a tag here. Once again, removable. You can, you know, place it anywhere you want. More sewing, a little ruffle here. And then this here you can even cut out and use on covers of your own journals that you make, if you're making journals. Some stenciling here, lots of writing space again. And here I've used a page from my album pockets. I have a video on that. I will link that down below as well. And then this is an envelope. I've just done some stenciling on it. It's almost like a vintage envelope, isn't it? That goes in there, and then a little tag in here. So again with that teal little touches, tea dyed coloring paper. So what the thought that I was wanting to say and haven't finished before is that all of these journals will come with extra little goodies. So I will just fill up the box up to maximum. So usually the shipping is for 500 grams, and then but then sometimes, you know, these journals, oh, look at this beautiful stenciling. The journals don't actually weigh 500 grams, so I'll just fill it up with bits and pieces. Because I'm destashing at the moment. Look at this, looking beautiful. And, you know, I thought this would be the perfect way to share with you guys. But, okay, now this one here, we can take it out completely. Here we've got a little teal heart charm. And then this one will open up again for some journaling. And there's an image of tea with flowers coming out from the cup. Yeah, so I'm not going to show, you know, what I will fill the boxes up with, because I don't want that to be your deciding factor in whether you want to purchase the journal. And then some more writing space over here, that beautiful teal color, and then a little border here with some bling on it, and then we've got another one of those teal charms, heart charms, some stenciling over here, specialty paper here, and then in here again I've got one of those flip down little envelopes that I was mentioning before. So the video is listed down below, and I just put it in here in this album page, video on that as well. And then on this side of the album pocket thing, I've just got a little one of these, like a handmade paper faux envelope type thing, just a more writing space, and a little tag, more writing, and then another one of those images, sewing around the page over here, tea-dyed paper, and that would complete this journal. And then just in here, what have I got in this pocket? Just a few little bits and pieces again, a large envelope, and then this foily kind of, I don't know what I would call it, envelope, some stickers, and a journaling spot. So that completes this journal. In fact, that completes all of the journals that I will have available. So head on over to my Etsy shop if you would like to have a look. Link is down below, and all of the videos I mentioned will be linked down below as well. I have, in my last Assorted journals video that I did, I've had a few people asking for tutorials and things like that. So perhaps in the future I will show you how I do some of these things, you know, how I take a thing like this, for example, or this, and then, you know, my thought process and how I actually transform it into a journal. So that will be coming up sometime in the future, hopefully soon. Otherwise, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.